I'd just like to try and show what's really happening is in the initial inspection, a lot of these look like there was just light wash scratches. Now, as I'm starting the removal, the light wash scratches are coming out, but we're being left with some really deep grit scratches. Now I'm using a wool pad with an heavy cut compound, and a lot of these are taking a lot of getting out. This is really down to really bad washing. You know, this is the sort of damage that the side of the road car washes do. Now, to get these out takes quite a lot of work, even with the wool, because they are very deep. Now, this is a 4-stage pearl paint. Fortunately, there is quite a lot of lacquer, but if there wasn't, these wouldn't be removable, and you'd be looking at a paint job. So just bear in mind when the cars are being washed, the sort of damage that can easily be put into the cars, because this job I thought it'd really be quite an easy car to get back up into a reasonable condition, but it's turning out to be a little bit of a nightmare. I mean, it doesn't really matter, it just means more work, but it does slow the job down substantially. Yesterday, I mean, the rear bumper was massacred, and I spent the whole day getting round up to the rear lights on this side, and then this morning I'm attacking this side. So, you know, it's a day's work to do a bumper, you know, to get it to the sort of level that I think's good enough to have ceramic coating put over it. So it's turning into quite a big job. Well, I think all my jobs turn into big jobs anyway, but this is taking a lot of cutting. You know, normally 2 or 3 sets would get these out, but as you can see, this has had 3 sets and it's still got deep scratches. So I'm just going to keep going and going until everything that can be removed will be, and then we can move on to the rest of the paint work. But the car it's gone a lot deeper, the colour. I'm very pleased how it's coming on, except for the bumper. Now the bumper's going to have to be repainted because the stone chips just ruin the look of the car, and it doesn't matter what I do to that, I'm not going to make that look any better. But it leads me to the conversation I was having about the bonnet trims, and if I just grab one of them, initially I was just going to repaint these myself, and you can see that not only has it gone dull and lackluster, but it's got lacquer peel. Now, when I rang up the paint company with the paint code, I was then informed that it's a 4-stage paint, and the paint, to buy a litre of this paint with the activator, the thinners, the lacquer, is about nearly 200 quid's worth, which just to paint these and, you know, not the rest of the car. I mean, you can see that looks totally the wrong colour to the car now. The option I had was to flat these down and paint them in gloss black. But I'm not sure whether the customer would like that. And the other thought is, if he's going to have the bumper painted, he can have these painted at the same time, and then they should all be the same colour. So I'm going to wait and speak to the owner and see what he wants to do with these, but I'm sure he'll be of the same mind as me. The rest of the car's coming up nice, and so there's no reason why I'm not having the bumper painted, making the car look a million times better, wouldn't be an option. So anyway, I'm going to get on and carry on with this bumper. And it's not just the bumper that's got these deep scratches in, it's on the whole car. You know, this is why this job's taking longer than I thought it would. But you know, it's about average time really for my jobs anyway. It's just, I wanted to explain that they're not easy to get out. So what looks like light washing swirls sometimes isn't. So it's always worth investigating a bit further. But until we start polishing, we can't always tell. Right, I'm going to crack on and get on with it. And this is one of the reasons there hasn't been a lot of videos on this car, is because I've just been solid polishing all day, you know, working on getting these scratches out. So I've been a bit light with the filming, but of course, you know, you can't keep stopping and setting the camera up and one thing and another. You know, the work's got to be done. So I'll see you a little bit later. I'll get this done and perhaps show you the results. So I'll see you in a bit. As you can see, I'm using the big wool mop to try and get some of these extreme scratches out. Try and say that fast. And because I've got a real deep scratch here, I'm going to be pushing a bit harder. I'm just going to take this line off to protect this top edge. Now the wool mops do run cooler than the foam mops, and you get very good cutting ability with the wool. So I'm just going to try and get this section here where there's some deep scratches, and I'm going to be using the edge of the mop to try and get in the curvature. And this is how we used to mop before orbitals come out. Now what I'll do is I'm going to remove the camera from the tripod. You'll have seen the previous video showing the scratches. Now remember, this is a cut, this isn't the finished product, so I'm going to remove the camera and I'll turn it straight back on so you can see what's going on. Right, now although you can see hazing, you can see now that 99.9% of the scratches have now gone. Now obviously I've been doing a few sets of these before I put the camera on to try and get these scratches out. There are a few little ticks left, but by the time it's had the next two stages, and I'll be using the orbital polishers for that, but you can clearly see the difference now after that cut with the wool mop. To get them marks out with an orbital was taking far too long. So there we have it. I'll show you when it's completed. See you in a bit. Here we are. Right, that's the bumper finished. It's been a mission, but nobody ever says it was going to be easy. All the lights have been polished now, and now we're going to move on to the rear quarter. Right, I'll see you a little bit later. Now got the rear quarter completed, so that's the bumper, rear quarter, looks lovely. And now going to be on the door, pretty much the same all the way around. There's a few deeper scratches on the door, so it's going to take plenty of attention to get them out, but it is looking lovely. Well, I've just got to the last panel and I'm knocking it down, and as I've got to the front of the wing, it's been blown in, and you can see the halo across there where they've blew the lacquer to, but you can also see what's in the paint. Some half-house bricks in there. Well, I've got my flatting bucket out and I'm going to nib it down a bit, and it's an horrendous job whoever's done it. I'll see if I can make it look a bit more respectable. The halo is just going to decrease across the panel as I polish it, so I'm just going to try and get it to shine, because the lacquer that's been used looks rubbish. Well, I'll see what I can do. I'll see you later. Well, it's Saturday afternoon and I've just finished the actual polishing of the car. I've not carried on with the front bumper because it's too bad and too stone chipped to do anything with it. Needs painting. So next week, after our bank holiday, I can come back and start putting the coatings on the windows, the seats and the paintwork. I've got to take the wheels off and coat those. But the car looks much fresher than it did when it arrived. It's been hard work, and I've probably got about, I don't know, 90% of the scratches out of it. I haven't been able to get them all out, but the ones that are left don't really stand out. I've done the best I can with them. I don't want to break through. As you've seen, I've been using a wool mop for the cutting, and then I've used a cutting microfiber on an orbital with a second stage paint, and then a microfiber fine for the finishing. This part that I flatted on the wing, you could still see the halo, not quite as bad as you could. I've managed to flat some of the bits out of it and got it to look a bit flatter, but that's about all I've managed to do. From 2 feet away it looks okay. You know, it's only that because I know it's there that you see it really. But I'm pleased to get this far by the end of today. And it is looking a lot better. I think during the process of polishing you do forget how bad these cars were when they arrived, and you're chasing a better and better finish because you forget how bad there was. But I think, you know, all in all, I'm pleased with the results on this. The car is 11 years old and you've got to expect some damage. So there we have it. Next week I'll do some videos on the wheels being done. The glass, you've probably seen that before. The seats, I'm going to use G-Technic leather protection on that, and generally just go round. I've still got all the shuts to clean out. I've literally just put the polishers away, and I'm leaving the rest till next week, so look forward to doing the rest to finish it off. But there you are. Have a great weekend and bank holiday, and I'll be back next week. See you soon.